2022 ASPSF Student of the Year, and our student speaker for the evening is Raquelle Roulette. Raquelle, please make your way to the stage. Raquelle is a spring 2020 graduate of U of A Pulaski Technical College, where she finished her associate's degree with a 4.0. See, that's a common thing tonight, right? After being homeless for more than 2 years in high school, Raquelle found the confidence and scholarships to pursue her educational dreams. I am so glad that you found us, Raquelle. She is currently working on her bachelor's degree in business while mentoring other single moms. Please welcome to the stage ASPSF Student of the Year for 2022, Raquelle Roulette.
First, I want to thank you all so much for being here, for your time and your investment in this organization. One of the most incredible moments of my life happened late 2019, sitting in the financial aid office at University of Arkansas Pulaski Technical College. My oldest child, he was 3 years old, sitting quietly in the chair beside me, the baby in her infant car seat carrier. I was 25 years young-ish, 2 small kids, and in the middle of a domestically abusive relationship. I had no job since my daughter's birth and only my high school diploma. Disclaimer, we'll be talking about some heavy themes, but the single most important thing I want to talk to you all about today is the reason why we're all here. I want to frame this pressing social issue, this topic of accessing education, to everyone in the audience in a way that we can better understand the intense need for scholarship organizations like ASPSF, mentorship programs, and otherwise supporting our single parents pursuing further education. I was informed that day in the financial aid office news that brought me to tears and changed my life, also affecting the lives of those close to me. To preface this for a little background, we'll start in a small country town just north of the Missouri-Arkansas border. Most families, including some Amish with their horses and buggies, have been living in this town for generations. Farmers, fishermen, hunters, you know, a small community, camo prints and big Chevy trucks. Everyone knows everyone and nothing changes fast. This is such a rural and unregulated area that I have friends who didn't learn to read until well into their teenage years. Homeschooled without homeschooling, and not uncommon. And in this place, there wasn't much for the youth to do for fun. Dirt roading or mudding in those big Chevy trucks, fishing, drinking beers together, any and all combinations of the above, as well as experimenting with opiates and hard drugs. The struggle with time, supply, and opportunity is a reality for many young people today, and consequently, it's an issue spanning every neighborhood, not just the town in my story. Then the children learn from their parents, who may also struggle with untreated mental illness or a lack of education, and the cycle goes on. So I was the new kid from California, switching schools for the 35th time. Wow. 35th time. I attended over 23 high schools. Different ones, yeah, but 35 times we moved. So I was multiracial, I had a good tan, short red hair, and already with tattoos and piercings more than I could count. So you can imagine how I might be feeling a little different, right? And we can all relate to this feeling of not fitting in some way or another, right? So I'm 16 and I'm trying to find my place in this new community. In this town where things don't change fast. Here I am, attending that 23rd school. Living here now, heading into junior year, I was also homeless. Sleeping in a rented storage unit, sleeping on couches in friends' basements, sleeping outside in a slide in the park because I had no home to go to homeless. To wrap your mind around this instability, you gotta understand about my mom and dad and what they were working with. My mom, her mom, and her mom before her, they all began having children in their teens as a result of systematic generational traumas coupled with a lack of education. My dad was a proud U.S. Army veteran, born to a single parent. Both of my parents struggled with addictions, mental illness, and their abusive relationship. Neither of them had healthy foundations, role models, or completed education past high school. So a couple times a year, I'd get home from school to hear plans had been made to go live in some new place, some town or state we'd never been. Felt like I didn't have any family or any control in my life. A lack of knowing how to do better. We had a history of living in and out of motels or in conditions where, with adults working to make ends meet, we still had to pick which bills were the most important to pay. Sometimes going without water, gas to heat the water if we had water, or without electricity until someone could go donate plasma, running an extension cord or two from a neighbor's house for the essentials. There was instability and misaligned priorities in both households, but looking to generations before them, both of my parents were only working with what they knew. That's a reality. And it's hard out here. I say all of that to say, statistically, I'm not a statistician, but statistically speaking, it's safe to say that the forecast did not look good for me. And these are the situations some children, particularly of single-parent households, may be facing without access to education. I was blessed to have enough outside influences, mentorship at enough certain points that I knew to take the opportunity to learn and push myself seriously. My father and others always told me if I was going to get out of these situations, my education was my responsibility. It was up to me to apply that. Fortunately, I love to learn. School and reading was my escape. I could envision another world through books and learning, submerging myself in my schoolwork. So homeless for a little more than 2 years, I finished my high school with 4.0 grade point average. And I did so well, but for so long after high school, I felt the goal of further education was unattainable. At 21, losing my first child's father to suicide early in the pregnancy, I can especially relate to young women and parents who feel like they truly cannot go to college, or take those GED classes, or change some other circumstance of our lives due to whatever certain reasons, any of many possible obstacles. I soon found myself with 2 kids, in a bad relationship, working 2 jobs, and donating plasma on a schedule, bringing my very best to the situation of making ends meet for my children. It wasn't working, and we were backed into a corner headed to a women's shelter for domestic abuse. Going through things we're troubled by, and those times we feel so hopeless and we have to try so hard to dig deep and think that this isn't what forever is going to be like. When these things are all we know, it feels impossible to think there's a way out of it. We haven't yet seen it. I'm positive challenges happen for the purpose to learn something. For me, it's often by connecting through shared experiences and struggles to help guide, encourage, and direct another person through their journey, just as Single Parent Scholarship Fund has done for me. In my story, I had been looking at all my options, needing to do anything at all to take steps to get out of this situation. I was considering a CNA class or a short phlebotomy certification. I could draw blood at the plasma center instead of donating. The last good option was applying for a scholarship. It was an adult education entrepreneurship scholarship. I didn't think it was like real school, like college. It was intended to cover classes for a 12-month online certificate program, so it was a certificate. Entrepreneurship, I really had no idea what that was, but the flyer at the Department of Workforce Services said adult education, and hey, I was an adult trying to be educated. So I scrambled to put my application together nicely, turning in the completed application on the last hour of the last day, not realizing adult education students were actually those who don't yet have their GED. I was sincere in my application and essay, though I said I graduated high school. I had received the scholarship award letter. And went to Pulaski Tech, 2 kids in tow to sign up for my certificate courses. Walking in the building, I had heard a lecture going on down the hall and I remember feeling like, wow, it feels like school in here. It even smells like school in here. I was like truly happy for them, thinking about the students and the learning going on, but I was just there for an online short certificate program, not real school, but that was okay. That was progress. I encouraged myself. And then, sitting in the financial aid office, I'll never forget the overwhelming emotion I felt when the aid counselor told me I could apply those 4 courses with other scholarships and aid towards a degree. I could go to college for real and get an actual college degree. And I'd already received 1 scholarship and I could find more. This was really a defining, pivotal moment for me. One of these scholarships was single parent, which supported me through every subsequent semester. It's been my most reliable scholarship. Overall, managing the school, work, home life balance is hard under ideal circumstances. When things are already so hard and delicate, scholarship, financial assistance, and moral support can truly make a difference in making or breaking a situation. Through this scholarship, I was able to reduce hours at work to 20 hours a week, maintain my 4.0 honors status as a full-time student, juggling sometimes 6 classes, all while raising my 3 kids under 6. I have been able to maintain independence through the support of Arkansas Single Parent Scholarship Fund. I want to thank the donors and the organization for the financial assistance, access to mentorship, and the skill building workshops, preparing myself and my peers for first-time homeownership, credit building, and financial literacy, just to name some examples. Thanks to my opportunity for education and support by Single Parent Scholarship Fund and others, I've been given an empowering experience. Within 2 years, I was able to double major in business and psychology and earn my business certificate. In 2022, I graduated from Pulaski Technical College with a 4.0 grade average. I've been fortunate enough to be asked to represent the college as a student ambassador, serving on the Mayor's College Council, on the Recruitment and Retention Committee, selected by the American Association for University Women to attend a national women's leadership conference, and I was selected by Oprah's favorite guest of all time, and one of the top 10 most inspirational women in the world, Dr. Tara Wright Trent, to co-author a book and advocate for women's access to education. For my bachelor's degree in business with an emphasis in nonprofits because I hope to work to better the community as well. What good is a testimony and some struggles if it isn't used to help build something good, capital G? Now I focus my spare time working with adult education students and others learning to navigate their growth and education journeys, from earning their GED to juggling that work, family, school, life balance, to the college application process, to developing the skills to perform well academically and the mindset to aim further. Success would not have been possible without the ability to consistently rely on scholarship aid and support. Thank you, ASPSF. And to those single parents, remember to never lose hope. There is life and opportunity past just what's in front of you. When you're put in places of opportunity, seize that opportunity. Your efforts could even lead to something as unimaginable as singing on stage and dancing next to Mary Wilson, one of the iconic Supremes. I hope you can imagine the possibilities.